This is the Throtle Out Show, presented by Vixen Industries, the only show where monster truck drivers and mechanics come together to present what's happening in the monster truck community. It's the ultimate combination of torque, horsepower, and trash talk. And now for your hosts. First, straight out of the heart of Detroit Rock City, it's Kid Rock's neighbor and former driver of the BKT ride truck. It's Austin Spence. And the duo deep in the heart of Texas, it's the show owner and daughter of a man who conquered the industry for over 20 years. It's Harley Johnson, along with everyone's favorite Bryce Kenny lookalike, Austin Tweedy. So go ahead, fuel up, strap in, and remember, when in doubt, throttle out.
Good evening, friends and family. We are gathered here today to witness what some are calling the most watched, the most entertaining Monster Truck Awards show you have ever witnessed that doesn't have a name. We don't have a name for the show tonight, and I don't know if we should just call it the Throttle Audis, you know, the Throttle Audi Awards. Can we call it that?
Please, no.
That's my vote. I say we call it the Throttle Audis from here on out. That's what this is. Anyways, good evening, America. Thank you for tuning in. This is going to be a great episode. I can't wait for y'all to see what our other people look like back there behind the scenes. And I guess we should go ahead and let's just bring Spence in, okay? Spence has already won an award this evening for Best Dressed co-host of the Throttle Audis. So let's go ahead and bring in La Spence. My man, you look like you were sipping on a tasty glass of red wine over there.
It is Le Pepper 1945, my friend. Only the exquisite for tonight's ceremony.
We appreciate you. And wherever you're at, that must be the finest restaurant in all of Detroit, Rock City, right there.
Yes, I have to agree. As you can tell, there is nobody else around, and nothing else moving. So it is quite an interesting backdrop.
I mean, you bought out that entire restaurant just for this award show
that
tonight.
Entire room, right?
And that's not with Throttle Out money. That's with La Spence money. We can't afford that kind of reservation. Wow. Now, I think we need to move on over to Mr. Cooper Nux and see what his setup is like tonight. Coop, what the hell, man?
Howdy. This is my best get-up. I'm prepared for the show because, you know, free alcohol and awards. What did you call them? The Audis?
Yes.
The Throttle Audis.
Throttle Audis.
The Throttle Audis. Let's get right into them. Eventually, maybe. I'm drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe
Already? We just started.
I think maybe before Spence and Coop and Harley, before we get started with the actual awards, I think we should go ahead and just kind of recap the weekend real quick, talk briefly on what happened, because there was a lot of cool shit that happened in the monster truck industry. I think we should get started with that first. Spence, where would you like to get started, man?
Well, I think we should get started where this whole industry started to begin with, and that is, you know, with all the amazing people down there that were celebrating I believe the 11th or 12th class of the Monster Truck Hall of Fame in Butler, Indiana. There was a lot going on down there this weekend with the inductees, the Hall brothers being inducted, Mr. Moore, and obviously we had Bobby Holman being inducted into the Hall of Fame as well.
Now, I will say shout out to Caleb J. Don't know how to pronounce your last name, but thanks for putting up these pics. I totally stole off your Facebook page. There he is right there with the man, Mike Wine, baby. Yeah.
Man, I tell you, Mike is I would love to just have a 5-minute conversation with the guy because he is a nutcase. I love just hearing that guy talk.
There's our boy Christopher Allen out there making everybody proud. And there you see all your inductees. On the left side should be Bobby Holman. However, he is racing in Fort Worth, Texas at the Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live event, so he was actually not there in person to receive his award, but he had someone to stand in on his behalf. But that looked like a great weekend. I'm glad that you had such a good – there was such a good turnout there. I think that's important for our industry. You know, obviously we wanted to make it there. Unfortunately, we weren't able to, but the Monster Truck Hall of Fame is important to our industry there in Butler. It's in Butler, right?
Yep, Butler, Indiana. Yeah. It recently just moved from one of the bigger facilities that they had that's literally just down the road in Auburn. And
Gotcha.
which, by the way, a really weird fact about Auburn, Indiana, it is one of the, basically there's more museums per capita down there. So literally every block you walk, there's like some kind of museum for something, whether it's World War II, classic cars, anything. But now they kind of like went their own way and built their own building that is specifically and strictly for monster trucks. So I really can't wait to see what they have in store in the future for the building and the facility and everything that they want to do moving forward, because it is all monster trucks all the time.
I saw that our guy Dan Cheech, Gosh, was down there hosting his own podcast there at the Hall of Fame. That was so badass. I would like to say though, I'm proposing this. I'm throwing it out there. Maybe next year we host the Throttle Audis at the Monster Truck Hall of Fame. What do y'all think about that?
That's something to shoot for. I'm down for that. Yeah.
Okay.
As long as Cooper comes dressed up exactly like how he is tonight.
Bro, I will dress like this anywhere. This is Monster Man get up. You're going to see this a lot the rest of the year.
He was dressed like this in downtown Buenos Aires. I've actually seen that. Things were thrown at us because he was dressed like this, but we rocked it out, and it was a great time. Now, moving forward, Harley Joe, we had a show up there. It was in Spokane, Washington. Is that right?
Yes, you're right. Let me bring up the results real quick.
And you only have video footage of what?
Show 3.
Okay.
Yeah, footage from show 3.
Let's go ahead and let that footage roll.
Bring it up right now.
Thank you, Monster Jam Lord, for sending us great footage as always.
Let's see. For the results for show 1, we had Brandon Vincent take home the racing win, the skills win, the freestyle win, and the overall. And then we had our guy Jeff Souza and Rockwell Red take home the donut win.
Attaboy, Jeff.
And then for show 2, we had Brandon Vincent take home racing, donuts of show 2, and then Armando Castro took home the skills win. And then Tristan England took home the freestyle and overall win for show 2.
Oh boy!
And for show 3, Brandon Vincent took home racing, donuts, and the overall. And then Caleb Blood took home the freestyle win.
With
and
that
Scooby-Doo.
move right there, yeah,
Yep.
I can see that.
Yep.
Jeez.
Move that looked like a very kind of a violent hit there. I mean that must have rattled her at least
ear
a little
stayed
bit.
on.
My goodness. Yeah.
And for the
at least.
last Monster Jam event of the year, we had Brandon Vincent take home the racing win, the donut win, and the overall. And then, again, Kayla took home the freestyle win, and Armando took home the skills win for the show today.
Very nice. Was that really the last
There you
Monster
go.
Jam event of the year?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, their season's over.
We're done. That's it. It's a
Yes. Yay.
wrap. We don't
We
have
can
to
talk about
recap-
more than just Monster Jam.
We don't have to recap any
Yeah.
more arenas for the year, Spence. I know you've got to be excited about that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy
there
for
was
this.
one more arena if you want me to go over that one. Or we could just say
Go ahead. It's the
another
last
time.
one.
Yeah, just knock it
I
out
don't
of
have
here.
any footage from that arena
I'm going to
show.
crack open a, what'd you call it? A what, Spence? What'd you call this?
So, my wife actually named it. It's called Chateau Le Pep avec le Throttle Oint Fusion. I don't know, some kind of French crap, but it's literally Dr. Pepper.
You must have just got done
Allow
watching
me-
Ratatouille.
Allow me to get
Yeah.
on your level, sir. Oh, Matt sounds so good. I'll try to pour it as fancy as I can. All right. As you were.
Okay, I'll just say the event winners for the arena show in Bridgeport. We had Tyler Meniga take home show 1. We had, let's see, Tyler Meniga take home show 2 for the event win. And let's see, we had Chad Tingler take home the event win for show 3. And then the last show, again, Tyler Meniga take home the event win. So getting those last 3 out of 4 event wins.
And it's done. Now, Spence, we're done recapping
Now we're
arenas
done,
for
yes.
2021. It's over with.
Woo.
Done.
Good deal. Also, I just love to point out that I'm sitting here like my fine china is a nice glass of wine, and then Tweety pulls out a glass mason jar.
That's as fancy as we get around here is a glass mason jar.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was looking for something legit before the show. That was the closest thing I could find.
So we kind of skipped over one of the major announcements that were made actually at the Hall of Fame. Do we want to cover that real quick? Yeah. So Mike Harper and TNT Motorsports have announced a big event that they're doing in Raleigh, North Carolina, coming up this summer. TNT Motorsports Unfinished Business. This isn't a tour. This is a one-time event. 6 old school monster trucks brought back. Number one that has been announced is Mike Wine is coming back in the original Jersey Outlaw for this event. So I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty excited about this, seeing a bunch of the old guys come back. It is going to be straight line racing. I believe they said there's going to be donuts and freestyle as well. But it's some old school TNT monster truck fun, but with a modern twist. I am super excited for when the tickets release because I am buying those damn tickets and I am going to Raleigh, North Carolina for this.
It looks like a lot of damage.
Well, I mean, there was no tube frames back then.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So, as of right now, they've only announced one driver. They are supposed to be announcing drivers in the coming weeks. I think like every other week or every 2 weeks, something like that. They're going to be announcing another driver. The first driver they've announced, like you said, Spence, is Mike Wine driving Jersey Outlaw. Not the Outlaw that you see Michael Harper run, but the actual old school Jersey Outlaw. I love that truck. Wish that truck would have made a comeback, many years ago. Glad to see that truck is coming back. Now, this is leaving me, for a lot of room in my head to just toy with, okay, who's going to be driving these next few shows? Okay, from the TNT era, from those days, what trucks could possibly come back? Okay, Spence, you and I talked about this on the phone the other day. Who are you predicting that may make a comeback? And Cooper, you're more than welcome to jump in on this as well, if you've heard anything up there
I'm doing
in
my
the
research
Champaign,
now.
Paxton area.
So they said it's the 1991 season, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. They said it's the TNT 1991 season, so I was kind of going through some old footage to see what trucks were around back then. So you had, we first of all, we can get Gravedigger out of the equation. There's only going to be 6 trucks coming back, obviously with licensing and whatnot. With Dennis, Gravedigger's not going to be coming to the show. I wouldn't be surprised if Dennis made an appearance, but I doubt Gravedigger will be obviously making an appearance at the show. So with Jersey Outlaw, that was one of the big competitors back in the day. I don't know, but this is a big heavy hitter if they announce that. I would love to see Gary Porter and Carolina Crusher come out of the woodworks for this show.
That would be slick, man. So it's like, I think about that. I would assume, I don't know this because I've never actually, I don't know Gary Porter. I would assume he's in good enough shape to still drive. So we're going to assume that. But it's like, okay, I can see those two right there. Gary Porter, Mike Wine. Okay. But I mean, who else? Because I'm telling you right now, Bigfoot's not going to get in on that action. There ain't no way that's going to happen. Who are you going to call back to come race Bigfoot for? Andy Brass? I'm just saying. I mean, we know that Gene Patterson would be more than willing to get back in there and tear the truck up. But first of all, Bigfoot's not going to allow any of their trucks to go and do that show. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. What could happen, though, this is a big, maybe. Maybe Gene could get a hold of Bigfoot 4 for a rental that weekend. Maybe just maybe then Bigfoot might let them, run the Bigfoot name for the weekend, but that's just me in my head. I don't know that, though.
Even if Bigfoot doesn't run in the show as a competitor, I would love to see Team Bigfoot go out of their way to bring the restored Bigfoot 10 out, even if it's just for a display. Or even just a lap down the track. I would love to see, just showing that history and where the sport came from and what these guys got to evolve with, and then seeing these old guys rocking out in the modern trucks. But looking at the comments, seeing what Jimmy posted, you got Equalizer, Thunder Chicken, King Crunch, Jersey Outlaw, Carolina Crusher. That lineup alone is worth it. If that is to be, who's
I can see old Scott Stevens coming back in King Crunch. I can see that happening.
Absolutely, he's making a bunch of money off those Jeep guys. Oh yeah, Thunder Chicken. I'd love to see Thunder Chicken.
Well, Harper's been running Thunder Chicken to my knowledge in recent years, so I'd say that's definitely a possibility.
Exactly, he's been running Outlaw. He's ran Barefoot. He's ran Carolina Crusher even in some of his shows. So I know some people are saying, well, Feld owns the rights to Carolina Crusher. He does not. They do not.
Got him.
I can't remember. Yeah. So Harper's the one that's been using it. So I don't think Feld has any ties to that name.
No, they don't.
So
whenever they used that name a few seasons ago for Gary to drive, they were literally paying for somebody else's, being able to use that name. So no, Feld does not own that name. I can see that happen. Like I said, Scott Stevens, and then somebody put in the comments maybe Excalibur. I don't know. I don't know if Excalibur was a part of the TNT series at that time.
I don't believe so. I think it might have been part of USA Motorsports, but I don't remember seeing Excalibur from that era of, especially that 1990 season. But what Jimmy said, basically, that would be the lineup if I had to say so. But we also got to remember USA 1 has new ownership with James Trantina.
That's
so
right.
We still really don't know what's going on with them. I don't know if Everett or whoever other drivers would be capable of driving a modern USA 1 truck, but that's another possibility.
I mean, you also got to
and I
think that Everett wasn't driving the truck back then anyways, so who knows who could come back and pilot the USA 1 truck. I'd say that's definitely a possibility. It may not be the OG driver, but that's okay. It may not be the case for most of those trucks coming back. However, this is good for our sport. When you have an event, such as the Unfinished Business Tour, or Unbusiness Show is what they're calling it, this is going to be really good for our sport. We already see down in the comments, I think it was Jacob LaBelle was just saying, hey, I'll skip World Finals and go and see a show like this, and I'm with you, buddy. That's a bold statement to make, because everybody always loved the Monster Jam World Finals. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but this is going to be an awesome show to be a part of. Maybe we can get our asses out there. We can help, cover that show, do what we can to make sure that show goes just as smoothly as possible. That'd be fine too. But this is going to be a fun show. This is going to be really good for our industry. And Spence, I know that you are especially excited. I don't have any pictures of these trucks, of something else that is coming with this tour.
So, yeah, speaking of this was just blowing up the collecting page. If you guys are on Monster Truck Collecting on Facebook, you guys already know exactly what I'm talking about. But Mike Harper actually owns a company. I believe they're called Monster Mashers or something like that. They're another die-cast monster truck company, and they are making a bunch of independent die-cast trucks. So this is kind of a big thing, because if you guys been paying attention at all to like Hot Wheels and Spin Masters, there hasn't been a whole hell of a lot of independent stuff coming out for either company. I mean, we have the whole ties with Hot Wheels and Bigfoot, and then with Spin Master, you have the occasional independent trucks. I think the last one I've really seen was like Higher Education or Crustacean, but back before Spin Master, I'm not dying. I'm fine. I promise. It's the LePep. I promise.
Too much LePep.
The LePep.
Too much LePep. But you remember, like, there was just a plethora of a ton of these independent teams that would go to Hot Wheels to have their trucks made in multiple different variants of toys. Well, I think the numbers are really starting to align with these toy companies that have this major following where it's like, it's not worth it for these independents to go to Hot Wheels or go to Spin Master because they're not making any money. It's literally just paying for some kind of exposure.
No, you're exactly right.
Seeing that,
I was just going to say along with that, though, they're really, in all honesty, these guys aren't making a lot of money off of at least with Spin Master anyways. They're having to buy these toys basically at, the retail price that you see at Walmart and Target, and having to resell them at shows or online for like $15. That's not a great deal. Let's be honest. Let's see another new toy line come out. One of my favorite toy lines from when I was a kid was the Muscle Machines collections. And I know I up at my parents' house up at my dad's shop, he's got a whole, just shelves and shelves full of those old muscle machines. I actually appreciated the trucks a little more. They actually had shocks on the trucks, four-wheel steer. I mean, I feel like they're more legit than what the Hot Wheels trucks and what the Spin Master trucks have ever become. So hopefully this will be another, fun toy release. We'll see more independents get their names out there. Spence, do you know the names of any of these other trucks that might potentially get out there?
So the two that have been officially released in the group I'm looking at them right now is you obviously have Michael Harper's Outlaw, and then there's also going to be a limited edition of the TNT Motorsports truck at the event held in North Carolina. Now, the really cool thing that I really like about this lineup, and Michael Harper's smart about this, is they're limited. And it seems like every single truck that comes out is going to be a limited edition of one out of a set amount. It looks like they're one out of 2,500. So, when they're gone, they're gone. So he's paying attention. But also, they're called monster machines, not monster manics or whatever I said before. But I have heard rumors. Now, this is the rumor mill. This isn't anything, for sure or nothing like that. But I have heard that, not only is all of Harper's trucks going to be made, I've heard that they've hinted at Oso Loco, the other truck that is on his tour. But I've also heard that Dirt Crew and DCT Power Sports, those two trucks, may be making an appearance in this toy line along with Twisted Addiction. Now, this is rumors. This is anything that's factual. But that's what we heard. But seeing independents going to someone that they can trust that is in the industry and owns this company and not some big corporate a-hole that has no business doing anything with monster trucks to begin with.
What?
I'm trying to bring it down. I'm trying to censor myself a little bit. So I think it's going to be good. I think it's good business. However, 1 out of 2,500. The really negative thing about the collecting community is there's a lot of scalpers. As soon as there's any kind of limited anything, they buy them up and charge them like $50 on eBay. Something ridiculous like that. But regardless, this is great for our industry. I hope it takes off, and I hope there's more to come in the near future.
I think there will be. Now I think it's actually time to transition into our awards ceremony of the show tonight. We do have more to talk about, but I think we should get the awards out of the way first, so then we could transition into those other topics. Now, Harley, if you will go ahead to this graphic over here and have it ready, because we have learned just from watching Monster Jams, whatever it's called, pre-show, kickoff show, end of the year,
preview show.
celebration,
That's what it's called. The preview show.
whatever it's called, okay? We have learned that Monster Energy is not coming back, okay? We would just like to have a moment of silence for 9 years of Monster Energy. All right, that's been long enough. Now, let's go ahead and get this off of here. Put this on. And now we can get down to official business. Okay. Now, Monster Jam had their award ceremony. Even on the show, it said fans voted for awards. Now, the only award that I'm pretty sure fans actually got to vote for was maybe Driver of the Year, partly, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they got to vote for fan favorite Driver of the Year. And they still didn't announce that on the show.
Yeah, didn't announce it.
I don't know who won that.
So, we actually let y'all vote. Okay, y'all went to our website. Y'all voted. We have the results right here on the show. Harley, I think we should go ahead and start airing out some of these results so people can see who really won, who the fans picked to win these awards, and not just some of the higher-ups at Monster Jam.
Okay. Here's the first two categories. Technician of the Year and Stadium 2-Wheel.
Well,
Now,
Technician of the Year, that's
when
pretty
you're ready
close.
to hear Monster Jam's, who they awarded it, just let me know and I can tell you.
Go ahead. Just tell us
my
who
God.
Monster Jam awarded.
Okay, so Monster Jam awarded Technician of the Year to Andrew Blessing and Ryan Riddell. So it was co-Technician of the Year.
I mean, and that race is pretty close on our
Yeah.
website. So, I mean, that's cool. You could basically just say we got the same stats in our end, so that's kind of cool.
There's just no love for Brad, apparently.
I guess not.
He's too short.
Stadium
Sorry,
2
Brad, if you ever
One
see
out of the
this.
list.
obviously went to the man, Ryan Anderson. He got a nice swarm of votes.
But from Monster Jam, it was Tristan England who won Stadium 2 Wheel.
That's right. Okay.
Understandable.
Fans vote Ryan. Monster Jam says Tristan, which, I mean, in that video that Monster Jam put out there of Tristan's move, I mean, that was pretty sweet. Now, what's next?
All right, then we got Stadium Freestyle and Extreme Air.
I mean, let's just go
There you
ahead and
go.
just say, Coop, that Tom Mintz definitely got Air of the Year, no doubt.
100%.
Were you at that? You were at that show, right? At, what is it?
Yes.
Atlanta?
Yes. Yes, it was the NASCAR track. It was a lot of damage when he did that. It was amazing to see. Not really. But a lot of fun getting that right back out onto the track to yet again do it
Well,
again.
hey, be honest. Was he okay after that hit? Because that was a
That was a
gnarly
hard hit.
hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That wasn't
from
very
what I
convincing.
saw.
Was he
From
okay?
what I saw, he looked okay. Probably not, but he went to the ambulance and they checked him out, and he did his jumping jacks and everything. He was more worried about fixing the truck than going to the ambulance. So that right there, I think, he was all right in his head, at least for a little while.
Okay.
I feel like Tom is the type of person that has like tally marks in his trucks for every concussion he's gotten.
What?
Good Lord, I'm just saying that hit, Coop. Like seeing that, I was honestly worried for Tom. That looked pretty bad.
I was worried for the truck. Because that right there looked like it broke the truck, and it did. The cage, the axles and everything was good. Just the cage.
I mean,
was
if he
not
just
so
would have
good.
went out, a whole 5 feet further, he would have been on the downside of that ramp. But nonetheless,
it would have been
extreme air. I don't even think any of those other jumps were even close to it. I think this was a silly award to vote for. So on the show, we were just gonna, say that Tom won that award anyways, and
Well, he
obviously
won
the
through
fans-
Monster Jam as well. So
and,
extreme air.
and all the fans voted for Tom as well. Stadium Freestyle going to Jim Kohler. I think that's a solid response from the fans that everybody paid attention to Team Scream this year. They definitely came. I mean, all the independents did. All the independents ran hard this year. But Jim Kohler, Mr. Excitement, we call him Mr. Consistent during the first quarter. I could definitely see why the fans voted Jim Kohler with Stadium Freestyle.
Damn right. Love to see it.
Now we got Rookie
got
of the
Rookie
Year
of the Year.
and Rising Star.
David.
Now, if you look at Rising Star, there's a three-way tie for Rising Star.
Whoa, there is.
Give it to John Gordon.
I mean, how can you argue, though, the fact that the season, that Elvis has had this year, that boy has done everything he could to put Great Clips Mohawk Warrior in the winner's circle, and he's been up against some tough competitors in those arenas. I say Elvis has done a hell of a job. Clearly, Nick Pag has as well, but Coop, it sounds like your vote is going to Jay Gordon.
Jaguar, he has the coolest truck. Out of
This isn't a show and shine competition. This is about the way
Hey,
they
listen, I'm
drive.
voting just like Monster Jam fans would vote, all right? If it looks cool, it wins.
Let's see. Well, the actual results for Rising Star from Monster Jam were two people. Were Brandon Vincent and Armando Castro. That's who Monster Jam apparently said the fans voted for.
Who on our end?
But on our
got
end, they got one vote combined.
no love for Armando.
Dang, man. Well, I honestly don't want to say my vote goes to John Gordon because he is a great driver, but I would have to say it goes to Nick Pagliarulo. That would be my vote to go to for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. You're
Gotta
making me
give some
choose
love to
between
Beckham.
three good drivers here. I can't disagree though, man. First of all, I don't know. I think it's weird putting John Gordon in this category. I feel like this is an award that he could have won a year ago, if not 2 years ago. So I think it's kind of odd to see him in this category alone. For me, it's hard to choose between Nick and Elvis, though, just because Elvis had such a baller year, but at the same time, Nick has been going all out and driving really hard as well. Rookie of the Year. This was a very close race as well. I think David only won by one vote, and then Monster Jam Harley picked who for Rookie of the Year?
There was two winners for Rookie of the Year, Zach Gardner and Brittany Marcotte. I think that's how you say her last name.
Wow, and she got a whole one vote on our website.
Which is weird that she was even nominated because she's not driving for Monster Jam next year.
Yeah, Coop, I didn't think they were allowed to let people who don't work for the company anymore win awards.
Listen, I'm not in charge in that department. God forbid other people should have won if they're going to do that. But, yeah, I don't understand that one. Maybe she is. I don't know. Maybe they're in the middle of trying to bribe her back in. I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, maybe
understand
they're
Monster
putting
Jam.
her on the reserve list. Heck, I
Maybe.
don't know.
Maybe she's one of those drivers, on that tour that has only like 4 drivers on it.
Oh,
maybe they're trying to get
maybe that's
they're trying to
it.
get her to come back and drive for
Yeah,
that
how
tour.
on the East Coast tour, and they're announcing
Yeah.
all 8 drivers instead of all 8 drivers. There's only 4.
Yeah,
So
they said
maybe-
on the show, here's all your 8 competing drivers, and there's only 4 on there.
What a joke! I say they're just going to take and they're going to wash that tour out. If they can get any independents to fill the rest of those seats, I think they're going to wash that tour out. They're going to take those 4 remaining drivers that are on that tour. They're going to put them on other tours, separate them up. That'll be easy to do, and you won't have an East Coast Arena tour. My prediction. Not anything that I know. Moving forward.
Probably
Moving
saving
on.
money.
Probably. And then we have our next two categories, Donut of the Year and Crash Madness. Now, this is what the fans voted for through our website. It's a little bit different on Monster Jam's end for these two awards. Let's see, for donuts, through Monster Jam, it was Bari and Zombie that won for donuts.
Yeah,
Interesting.
That one wasn't even good.
And then Crash Madness, it was... Oh, I just had it.
It was Ryan versus Todd.
Yeah, it was Ryan versus Todd. And it looks like people voted for Adam to win this category instead.
Now, this is an interesting category. You can go ahead and take this graphic down because we do have a video that we're going to show of
the actual winner of Donut of the Year.
The actual winner of Donut of the Year. Coop, you can go ahead and start reeling this person in. The person who actually should have won this award that was not even a nominee. Okay?
Hands
You're a little
down.
fired up about it over here. Coop, go ahead and talk
I'm a
about
little
this
upset.
individual, would you?
Oh, where do you want me to start? Besides, before the donut, he broke a third member.
Okay.
So I had to rush out there, get the third changed with Lexi. Then we had to also teach people how to take corners apart because it was a ZF truck. And this was in Rosemont with Colton. We just put a new third in, and he broke it in pretty good with a gnarly donut. 10 out of 10. Should have won. Still, I think it was going to win. But I don't know what happened.
How does this not win Donut of the Year? I don't understand.
As soon as I saw this, I'm like, okay, this is totally going to win Donut of the Year whenever they have their awards. And then wasn't even a nominee. Like, what the heck?
And then was this not at the same show, this donut right here?
Yeah, it was at the same show.
Rosemont? Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so. Probably the morning show.
Yeah, these are from two different shows at the same city.
All his donuts there were 10 out of 10.
Look at that.
Look at
That
that.
was absolutely bonkers, man.
He's just the best.
This
You know what helps it a
category,
little
this
bit?
award makes absolutely no sense that it doesn't go to Colton Eichelberger. And
Yeah, I don't know if you
Maxty.
saw Bari's, but no offense to him, but you can't do this.
Well,
And-
the donut that they had nominated him for wasn't that impressive of a donut, so
Yeah.
I was confused. I'm like, oh, Adam's donut's totally going to win, and
I mean,
it didn't.
Adam's donut was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get it twisted. However, I will say, both those boys right there are big enough, both Adam and Bari, to understand. Okay, to be the bigger person, to be the bigger man. They have all class in the world to understand that award right there strictly belongs to Colton Eichelberger for his insane donuts. Those guys understand that. That's no disrespect to them, and they'll get that. But that's a shocker to me. You can leave Brittany Marcotte on the award for co-rookie of the year all you want, but take somebody who just recently left the company and you're butthurt about it, so you can't put them up there to win that award. Hey, Colton Eichelberger, you can hear me out there. Congrats on your first Throttle Audi. I just want to give you a
Throttle
big
Audi.
congratulations. Now,
All right.
if you
Moving
fax it to
forward
me, I'll
after
go ahead and
donuts.
deliver it.
After donuts, the last couple categories, Arena Two-Wheel and the Wow Factor. Let's see. So through Monster Jam, the Wow Factor that won was actually Ryan Anderson. But you guys voted for Jim Kohler to win the Wow Factor. So, and Arena Two-Wheel
Nice.
is the same. Monster Jam voted for Tyler Meninga as well.
say that's fair. I mean, he basically owns those arenas.
Yeah, basically.
And the guy who could basically be his biggest competitor in the arenas would be Tristan England, who did more stadiums this year anyways. So I like that. You know, the fans voted in. Monster Jam picked Tyler Meninga for that category. Is that all of our list right there? Is that it?
That is. And Monster Jam had a couple other awards, I guess, that weren't on the list. Like they had the Outreach Award that was awarded to
that's
Bryce
right.
Kenny as well.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Good
Yeah,
for
we
Bryce.
watched the awards show or whatever it's called right
The
before.
preview show.
Yeah, right as we were getting set up here. I think they did a pretty good job with it. Whoever does all of Monster Jam's narration now and their stories or whatever, guy's got a really cool voice. So, congrats, Monster Jam.
This
for
is the
landing
first I
that
heard him
person.
narrate anything for Monster Jam, so
Yeah.
maybe stick with this guy for the future.
Yeah.
I thought I was watching an OSHA video.
What? Why
An
would you
OSHA
say that?
video.
Like an OSHA safety video. He sounded like a guy who would give an OSHA safety video speech. It was
I mean, you're not
interesting,
wrong.
Almost fell asleep.
I see where you're getting that now. Yeah, I understand that.
I think we should tell people Spence will be back. He had to take care of something really quick.
I'd take
He
care
didn't
of
just
some-
leave the stream altogether.
Too much LePep.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. Now we
Small
do have
bladder.
some more. What?
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 Coop, we're gonna go ahead and let you talk about this next video because earlier this year, in the first quarter, there was a reveal for a certain truck out there.
Okay.
This reveal did not go as planned, and I know Spence.
Yo, it was my favorite.
Spence would love to be a part of discussing this. He's not here right now. He had too much pep, so he'll be back in a few minutes.
Or are you gonna tell people why we're bringing this up?
I think we should let Coop go ahead and talk about why we're bringing this up and why this went the direction that it did, why it was such a massive failure. Coop, go ahead, start climbing, start getting us there.
Which one are we talking about?
We're talking about
The
Monster
the
Mutt.
floppy ears?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, the floppy ears.
that one.
That one.
Yeah, the new Monster Mutt Galaxy.
Yes.
That's his name, right?
Yep.
So it was supposed to be revealed in Arlington, Texas, but I think a week or 2 weeks before the show, they put it out on the internet of what it looks like. So it was actually in my trailer. So Lexi was the crew chief of that one, and we're sitting here like, why do we gotta put a tarp over this when they already know what it looks like? And they were kind of getting mad at us, like, no, you have to put it on. Nobody knows. Like, oh. Okay. So whenever we were out there for the pit party, there was maybe I would say there was a decent amount, but there was hardly anyone even at the pit party anyway. So we're out there, we're told, hey, we're about to reveal it. And as you see, we sat here. Okay, you trimmed it down a little bit. So we revealed it, and nobody had a reaction to it. The video was like 3 minutes long. Everyone asked, like, why is it purple? What is this? And it was interesting. It's not a bad body, but it's just one of those that we had to take out all the brown paint because that was for Scooby, and then we had to go buy purple paint and sparkles. You got to add the sparkles.
Sure.
But the reveal was a big flop, I think. Monster Jam's not good at keeping secrets in general.
Well, Spence, you let us in on this little secret. I think weeks before we knew exactly what this truck looked like. I mean, you can go ahead and put her on Spence. Let him talk about this for a second.
Yeah, I'm back, by the way. I was still keeping an eye on the stream. Sorry. But yeah, so there was a group chat that I was in that got an image or a picture sent in that was actually at the Feld shop of the body on the truck, like ready to go out the door. And I don't know who sent it. I don't know what it was about, but it was literally like a couple of weeks before the actual like debut of the Galaxy truck. And even looking at it, I was like, are those potatoes that are on fire on the side of a Monster Mutt?
They look like potatoes when you're sitting in the stands.
They were pretty bad. I mean, I didn't care for it.
I mean, up close, when you're up next to the truck, it's actually a really nice paint job. Like Coop was saying, the sparkles, the flake, that's very important to that truck. But when you're up in the stands, you can't see that. And it definitely looked like brown potatoes on the side of the truck, which is...
So what we're trying to say is Monster Mutt Galaxy is the 2021 worst reveal of the year.
Yes, without a doubt. Now, some people could
there
argue...
There are some honorable mentions. Is that how you say it?
There are some would argue...
Oh, I can't wait.
Some would argue and say there was another reveal this year, and it was at Monster Jam. That
of course
it did not go very well. Okay, and what truck could I possibly be talking about?
I already forgot.
I don't know. Are we talking about the newest one that's coming out that hasn't came out yet, or
no?
I'm confused.
We're talking about one of the baddest monster trucks to ever grace our motorsport, getting a brand new paint scheme for the 2022 season.
Oh, we're talking about the 40th anniversary of Gravedigger.
Yeah.
That was. So, are we going by how like the reveal itself was bad, or are we going by just the result of what that truck is
I think
bad?
the
Because
reveal of it, I would say the reveal of it was pretty bad. Like,
I don't know.
There was nothing like secretive about it.
Well, I mean,
it was already out there.
Yeah, I mean, I would say both was pretty bad, just because. I mean, God bless that guy that paints those bodies on that truck because he had no say so in any of this. But let's just say he's capable of doing far better. Okay, and the higher ups totally dropped the ball on this one. Really upset a lot of fans with the way the 40th anniversary body style turned out for the black and green wrecking machine. So y'all take that and run with it. That was me bringing that in.
I would love it if they were, because they have like Gravedigger the Legend they had back in like 2012, 2013, 2014, something like that. I would love to see Monster Jam kind of make the grandma body an actual design, but call it Gravedigger the Legacy, and just keep grandma around or something. But it was very lazily done. Like, you just have a blue and red number 40, and the moon is gone, I believe, and then they use the same font for Gravedigger, which is a sticker. The name itself is a sticker. Everything else is airbrushed, and it is the same font and everything from the 30th anniversary Gravedigger. So it was very, very, very poorly put together. But they showed us in the preview show that they're going to have their stunt truck finally, which, if I had to put my money on it, they're putting more money and time into this whole stunt truck Monster Jam exclusive body than, actually showing some care for the 40 years of Gravedigger. So I
do appreciate, however, that, a few weeks ago, we got the first reveal of what the Lucas Oil stabilizer truck is going to look like. It's going to be a semi-truck. And then instead of showing us what the actual truck is going to look like today and last night, they showed us yet another Photoshop version of the truck, which is kind of silly to me. Harley's looking at pulling up a picture right now of the Lucas Oil stabilizer truck. Don't be wrong, it looks sweet. It looks awesome. Cool truck.
We're still building it, though.
Yeah, we're not done with it yet.
This is what it's going to look like, but we're not done. I'm telling you right now, those stacks are going to be like another horn situation for the crew guys.
I mean, well, how about the wing?
Gotta have stacks. The wing, the stacks, God, I hope the fuel tanks are strictly for pit party, because that's going to be annoying for anybody that's got to work on this truck.
It's already annoying if it's only for pit party for the crew guy.
True.
Well, okay, the roll cage or what, the exoskeleton for Brodozer was really, really stupid when we had to put that thing on and off, because you'd always have to find a loader. You have to find like 3 guys to help you put it on, and
yeah,
it was stupid. Instead of making it a PVC.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't realize that part of the exoskeleton of Brodozer was actual DOM tubing. I think it was heavy as hell. Like you said, you had to pick it up with a loader just to get it up there. So who knows, man? I will say I do think it's odd that there is nothing on the ass end of this truck. And I mean nothing. There ain't nothing going on back there. It's really weird.
You would think less body damage, but it's still going to have all the body damage.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
And
well,
with the
at
vision
least if she
already.
Yeah. Well, I think this is just gonna. That's the part I agree with you, Coop, because this part doesn't make any sense to me. Is this shield here on the front fender where the Lexan would normally go? Because you need that visibility as you're driving the truck. So what is even the point of putting that on the render?
I mean,
that's not even going to be there.
Still just a computerized image, and it could be different whenever the actual photo is out. But still, the gas tanks hopefully are removable as well. I think we said a couple weeks ago, because when it comes to changing a transmission, you have to take that off.
Good point.
The dumb, huh?
No, great point.
Oh, I thought you said what? My bad. No, yeah, it's more time consuming, and then if you don't get it done, they're just gonna be like, "Why didn't you get it done?" Like, "Oh, well, we had to remove the gas tanks that y'all have to have on here." But I think they keep them on there because they need a step because the door opens.
Oh, it's like a Gravedigger door opening, huh?
Yeah, it's like top half is Gravedigger, and then the bottom half is company truck.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at this comment by Will Ketter in the comments. I'm sorry. It made me laugh a little bit. It's not like Cynthia needs to look out of it. She drives like she's blind anyway. Oh, man. Wow. I didn't say that. I was just reading the comment.
Old Will Ketterer. He's a good guy,
Bazinga.
too. But I just got to say, and the last 2 things that we put out there are not slams on either Cynthia or Lindsay with the reveal of those trucks. That was totally
no.
out of their hands. So, before we catch a lot of heat for that, there's that. Yeah, go ahead, put that up there. Here's something else interesting, y'all. What do you think about this?
Oh man.
excited.
Well, you know what? I'm excited to see Cody back for sure.
Is Cody
in
officially
Monster
back
Jam.
though?
I
That's
don't-
the question.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he is either. He hasn't said a word about coming back next year.
Nah, shing.
He made a post that something's in the works, but he never officially said, "Hey, I'm driving Dragon next year." Like Todd said, "I'm driving Blue Thunder."
He never even said he was coming back to drive Monster Energy when they
No.
announced him.
No.
So that's weird.
'Cause-
I also think, and Spence, y'all in the comment section, y'all can hate me for this, but Todd's tough enough. I know he can handle what I'm about to say and not be all butthurt about it. Todd LeDuc, being one of your top drivers at Monster Jam, okay? You take him out of a huge sponsored truck such as Monster Energy, and you have Blue Thunder, and I can only imagine that it's not going to be a new paint scheme or a new body style. That's a downgrade. Sorry, but not sorry. That's a downgrade for Todd. This is no offense for Cody Saucier. This is a downgrade for him as well. Okay, you have two-time World Finals champion Todd LeDuc. You have Young Guns winner Cody Saucier coming out of corporate sponsored trucks, going into these two trucks. I'll be honest, I don't like it.
I just hate seeing Cody in arenas. That is my biggest thing. Is I hate Cody is capable of doing so much, and we've seen that working with the company, and seeing that he always seems to be getting thrown back in arenas. It's just kind of a slap in the face. At this point, he's just kind of there just to be there. But my biggest question is this going to be for Cody? Is this going to be an independent truck with a Dragon body, or is Cody Saucier now an actual contracted driver?
Hey,
Cody's
that's the part
a
I'm
part
kinda
of that
confused on.
tour that only has 4 drivers on it.
yeah.
So it's kind of up in the air if they're probably even going through with that tour if they can't get any more drivers on it.
Bingo. Good point.
Hey, this is
It'd be very
karma for Todd. Because
What do you mean karma?
He broke Tom's iPad at one show on accident. I don't know if it was an accident. Maybe it was a planned attack.
He was a 7.
But this is karma. You just don't break the man's iPad.
I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, karma's a bitch. Way to go. Way to go,
Now, a
dude.
lot of people are saying
I
they're
gotta. Go ahead.
a lot of people are commenting and saying they're happy they're not going to hear the Monster Energy backflip ramp anymore because the sponsorship's over.
Yes. Yes.
This is
Why do they sound so angry when they're going up for a backflip? Monster Energy backflip. It's like, yes, we see that. We see the giant green box out there that's specifically for this one trick. We
So
know.
what's the
You
backflip
don't need to
ramp
yell
going
over
to
the
be
intercom.
called now if it's not Monster Energy? The
hopefully
Lucas Oil
nothing
backflip?
dumb.
Mohawk Warrior or
Great
Lucas
Clips
Oil.
backflip? I don't know.
I can
Lucas
see
Oil
Lucas Oil
backflip.
backflip.
Probably.
I say probably Lucas Oil.
Yeah.
They're going to keep it the Great Clip Skills Challenge. Well, I guess racing. They got to change the name
Yeah.
for racing now.
Racing was
It's got
Monster
to be
Energy Racing.
Lucas Oil Racing.
Yeah.
Weird.
This is
I mean-
weird.
Everything's weird now.
This is very weird.
I mean, Spence, obviously I love Blue Thunder. One of my favorite trucks, obviously being a Ford guy, growing up a Bigfoot fan or whatever, this is the closest thing you get to Bigfoot being at Monster Jam. So I love Blue Thunder. I just think it's disrespectful to somebody of both these drivers' caliber, both their levels, and this was your best alternative for them. Which
You have a lot of people saying Blue Thunder is an upgrade, not a downgrade. So there's a lot of people that disagree
Damn.
with you on that.
yeah, okay. Well, anyways.
I like those people. I
He's
like
just
those
mad.
people.
He's just mad. He's not going to see Todd in Monster Energy anymore.
Okay, well, I was about to speak on other drivers' behalf, such as it was weird this first quarter seeing both the Anderson boys in different trucks. I mean, that was the next best thing they could have come up with was putting them in the stupidest looking monster truck ever and the shark truck. I mean, come on. That was just weird. Let's stop this. Let's stop the nonsense. Put them back in the regular trucks. Weird.
Can we please just have an actual truck sponsor? Because I love that somebody actually, I think Jimmy was the one that brought it up, but it's like, watch them not get Lucas Oil done. They have to use an 07 F-150. Can we talk about that for a second? How literally the only pickup and SUV bodies they have are pre-2010
Exactly.
that they use? Like, that is pretty ridiculous. I mean, I get it. Trust me, I understand what the whole like making an identity to, you know, appease by people that like merchandise or there's a theme to it. But trucks look a lot different now than they used to back in the day. And honestly, seeing what the independent side is doing with their bodies, you know, I think it's Brothers Racing Bodies or something like that. They do a lot of the modern pickup truck stuff. They look pretty badass. I mean, a modern Super Duty, a modern Chevy. It looks really good. And then hell, look at what Brandon Overmeyer did. He wanted an old, like I think he said he wanted a second gen Chevy or a second gen Dodge, sorry, for his diesel monster truck, and now he's got a 1969 Dodge. It's like pickups. I think pickup bodies are kind of on the rise again. Like everyone's wanting more pickup bodies than the 3D crap. I think Monster Jam needs to do that.
Now,
Correct.
Coop, go ahead. You can finish that. Go ahead.
No, I just said correct.
Oh, okay. All right.
He agrees.
Moving forward, I think we visited a little bit too much on this topic. Obviously, you can see, okay, we're like, what the hell with all that, you know. But Monster Jam made a couple more announcements. And Spence, sorry.
Little Spence.
Drinking the Pep
Spence.
tonight. Listen. Spence called it many moons ago
Many months ago.
that
Many,
the Monster Jam World Finals track in Orlando would be an over and under course. Lottie frickin' da, Spence. Look at you, baby. Look at you sitting proud tonight at the finest restaurant in all of Detroit, Rock City.
Where'd you get that info?
I didn't. Well, it honestly, it just made sense because here's the thing. Like when they announced that first of all, they didn't even say anything about the World Finals and the kickoff show, and a lot of people were really upset about that. But they said, but it was available readily to get tickets, and you could buy tickets everywhere around the stadium. So it immediately, you can tell that there's no downward, you know, J turn or whatever. If they were to do a J turn inside of that small of a stadium floor, it wouldn't be nearly as entertaining. So the only thing I could think of that they would make the track actually somewhat entertaining would be to do some kind of over-under style track like they do with the back-to-school bash they do in Charlotte with the independent side of things. And I was talking to Taylor about this actually, and he said, I don't think that Monster Jam will go for the over-under unless they were to have some kind of a safety barrier, like a bridge. Lo and behold, they decided to go kind of take a note out of the motocross guy's book and literally put some kind of a metal bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a tabletop. But here's the thing. This is the one thing that kind of weirds me out. So if I remember correctly, the World Finals for day one, which is racing, also has skills, the skills challenge along with it. Looking at that track layout they have in that rendering, there's not a lot that people can do for the skills challenge, like, at all. So I'm really curious to see how that's... Yeah, it's going to be a lot of poppers. But I will say this. I love that it is a figure eight. Because I cannot tell you the last time I remember seeing a figure eight track in any form of monster truck competition since back in like the TNT days. So I think that's kind of cool.
I think it could be a disaster at one point if someone's rear steer starts to go out when you're heading towards the under and you hit the wall.
But it makes for good TV.
Yeah.
Oh, good TV for sure. Like, that would be all over Twitter, because if you're going for big crashes like Cynthia's, and we'll promote it all week.
I mean, word. I mean, that could be why they put in the damn bridge, though. They know that's not an easy track, okay? The Charlotte Back to School Bash, one of the first courses. I mean, I would say one of the first courses ever, but they really made that track famous. They got a lot of room out there to let the truck stretch their legs. So that course is you know, that track is known for that course. But you're going to see a lot of skilled drivers go out there and do this course very well. You're going to see a lot of not skilled drivers go out there and have a hard time with this course.
Do you think they got to take off the mohawk for height? Will they hit the bridge?
I hope they don't.
That's a good point.
I hope they don't. I
They're
hope
going to
they
have to
keep
take
it.
off the wing off the Lucas Oil stabilizer off the top of the truck and the stacks.
They're going to find out the hard way.
We're gonna lose horns. We're gonna lose whatever the nose thing is, and the wings off of Dragonoid. There's gonna be a lot of like 3D bodies that are gonna struggle with that bridge.
The faces.
Now, something else, Spence, coming into this was, y'all, if you're watching right now and you've been listening to our shows, you've made your voice known, you let your opinion be known, Monster Jam is starting to get away from fan judging, and they will start implementing professional judging into their freestyle runs. What do y'all think about that?
I also don't know who the professional judges are either.
True.
It
Maybe
is
don't get too
about
excited.
damn time. Oh my gosh!
Who's the
But
professional, though?
I hate that it is only in World Finals, so I'm assuming they're only going to implement it at the World Finals and not throughout the rest of the season, which is fine. It's a step in the right direction. Kind of backtracking a little bit to this course design, the gentleman who was talking about, we've been thinking about making a course like this for 4 to 5 years. What can someone explain to me why it takes 4 to 5 years to come up with a track design when an independent promoter can come up with it in less than a couple of days? I'm just
smartest, but
I mean, it
maybe
just
they
doesn't
already
make
had
sense. It
everything
doesn't add up to
planned
me.
out, and they had to wait 5 years for all their other plans to finally get done. Be like, hey, we finally can tackle this project we've been putting off. Maybe.
Because the one thing I love the most about the independents is when they want to get into track designing and try something, they just do it. And they'll just see how it works out during the show. Either it fails or it works. And then you got Monster Jam where they're just like, yeah, we're gonna use these computer software, we're gonna draw this out, and then we're gonna shelf it for the next couple of years until we absolutely need to go back and use it. Well,
Well, they also had to go build it at the training track in Paxton. So that was a cool thing. I wasn't around for that, thank God. Lexi was, though, so she had all the fun.
I'm really curious though to see what the freestyle and I'm assuming they're still doing the high jump competition for day 2.
Yeah,
I'm really
sure,
curious
I'm
to see
not
what the
sure, like,
freestyle
which
layout's gonna look
combination
like.
it is. I don't know if it's the high jump and freestyle or high jump and racing. I don't remember the combination there.
Not gonna lie, I think they should take that stuff out.
High jump.
All the damage last time. Yeah. Like, when Tom did his, did all the chassis damage on the rear. So we're rushing to get it back out just to go compete in racing. I think it was racing. Was it racing the same day?
I think so. Yeah, it was
I-
it high jump and racing?
Yes.
Last
Yeah.
couple
We
years
did the
ago?
same
Yes.
thing
Something
in
stupid
two-wheel.
like that.
Oh, but yeah, no, it's
no,
just-
No.
no. High jump was
Nope.
right before freestyle.
Oh.
Ah,
Yeah, remember? You should know, Coop. Both our trucks were out there freaking. Yeah, I tried to edit my cuss words, but just say they messed a bunch of stuff up. There's a lot
It
of
was
damage.
not- it was not a good day. When something broke on my truck, that's never broken in me ever. But it always happens at World Finals.
Now,
Yeah.
so we got that. We got fan judging slowly on its way out the door. I think if you were to take all the announcements that Monster Jam has made so far, if you added one more announcement into it, that would just make all of us happy here at the Throtle Out Show and all your fans happy, Monster Jam. Change up your arena layout. We will be very appreciative of that. Get away from the stupid pod in the middle, stupid racing with no jumps in it whatsoever. Get away from that. You're gonna have a lot
I
of
don't
happy
see
campers.
that happening for 2022.
No, they don't
Maybe
understand
2023, but not for next year.
That. They
Give
don't-
them
they
5
don't
years to make a track design.
understand. Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm not so worried about the pod going into next year. I think the one thing that really made the arena series special was the extra vehicles that you got to see the drivers compete in, which was the quads and the speedsters, and they're not having those anymore. So I'm hoping Monster Jam's able to do something to still keep arenas interesting, other than just the freestyle motocross.
Fun
Because-
fact: Harley has something to say about that.
We got a
Okay.
message from Monster Jam King 29 saying he went to, let's see, I don't know which arena show, but he went to one arena show this weekend and said that there was ATVs there actually competing. And he asked the people driving the ATVs if they were sold, and they're not sold. They were just bringing them back for this weekend. So
What?
maybe they'll be back for
So-
2022.
So
I'm
they
not
sold
sure.
them and they brought them. So they rented them for this past weekend?
I don't know. They were using ATVs this weekend in a Monster Jam arena show, so maybe they'll bring them back for
That'd be
next
cool.
year. I'm not sure.
I say
Bring
they
back
released
Quad
them.
Wars. Bring back
They
Quad
were
Wars.
leasing them. They Monster Jam's got good credit. They were just leasing them from another company.
Good credit.
Probably just independents with their own four-wheelers, huh?
It was
I can
a
see that.
Hooked and Gravedigger ATV running.
And that's it.
And just those two, yeah.
Oh, well, that's even weirder.
I know. I don't know.
What?
I
No
don't
Max
get it.
D spikes? What the hell?
Well, I think we've talked enough about Monster Jam, Spence. You sent us a beautiful clip earlier, kind of getting back to talking about independence. How important the world of independent monster trucks has been in the last 2 years, how it's absolutely blooming right now. Spence, I want you to take this video and run with it. And y'all in the comments, this video has some audio to it. If this audio is too much and I need to mute it, just let me know. Harley, go ahead and roll that beautiful footage.
So basically, throughout this entire summer, getting to go to a bunch of independent shows and seeing a bunch of independent shows, we get to see a lot of up-and-coming drivers that are fresh and coming into this industry. First in the video was Dave Reifs, the head honcho for ATR Productions, almost pretty much a legend in the sport. His daughter, Paige Reif, was getting behind the wheel of Psycho Circus, which is their brand new truck that they're still working all the bugs out for next year. And then seeing someone that we've been really good friends with for a very long time, Denver Ectorkamp III, getting behind the wheel of his dad's truck. He's slowly starting to take over here relatively soon. Colton Kaiser, he already made his announcement that they recently purchased, I believe it was Andy Hoffman's old War Wagon, and they're going to be coming out swinging next year in their brand new truck, full-size truck identity, and this is them running Vern House's old, whatever the truck is. And then you have Sydney Peterson. Dysfunctional, thank you. Then you had Sydney Peterson. Every time we got to go out and see her, she was running with her father, Jack Peterson, in the Reptoid truck. They do a lot of exhibition stuff, a lot of kind of reckless evenings, the Demolition Derby stuff, and then you just kind of go out and do a mix-up freestyle. And then obviously we got this guy. We talk about him quite a bit on the show. Little
boy.
Shane Plato, the youngest monster truck driver in Skull Crusher. I feel like I should have had his dad on the list, but this is mainly for all the young guns coming out in this industry, because a lot of these guys are actually under the age of 18. Some of these guys in this list do not even have a driver's license, and they're out here wheeling these trucks better than most top-tier drivers have when they started out as rookies. So really, this is just kind of a list to get you guys ready to look out for these guys going into next year. And obviously, to finish out this list, we had Zane's son, CJ Ratu, 14 years old, wheeling Stinger Unleashed. And here in just a second, you're going to see Zane just kind of cheering his kid on the sidelines. Obviously, he is beyond thrilled and excited to see his son just absolutely burning it down in a full-size truck and doing a damn good job doing it, too. So, I mean, even though, yes, we talk about Monster Jam, yes, we talk about some of the independents and big names, keep your eyes out going into next year for these guys at a show near you, at your local fairground show, at your local dirt track show, because these guys, they're only going to get better and better and better from here on out. And honestly, we here on the Throtle Out Show are super excited to see their progress.
Now, speaking of CJ Ratu and the Ratu name, Spence, you brought up some information right before we started the stream that I thought was pretty badass.
Yep. So this was actually literally just posted recently, but Zane Ratu is now the proud owner of the Buck Motorsports Park. Actually, there in yep. Levi just went ahead and said it in the comments. But yeah, Zane Ratu and the Ratu family are now the new owners of the Buck Motorsports Park out there in Pennsylvania. I'm trying to find the official statement here that the Buck actually posted about it.
Now, the
Super
Buck
cool
is a legendary motorsports park up in Pennsylvania. I actually got to go to a show when I was a kid there, watch my dad race against John Seesock and a couple other legendary names there as well. But, I mean, they've been doing monster truck shows there for years. I mean, you want to talk about, like podunk, like monster truck shows that, like, you might even see in, like, some type of, like 80s, action film or whatever. I mean, like, this is a place you want to be. I mean, it's just like, literally just like a straight course. Can't do any Chicago style there. The track is so narrow, but holy shit, does that crowd just get jam-packed every show that they have there. And it has been that way for years now. And seeing that Zane is going to now be taking part as an owner there, he's only going to make those shows bigger and better. And just being a part of those shows in recent years, he's done that anyways. But I am especially excited about this news. Congrats to the Ratu family. And Zane, thank you for everything that you're doing for the sport and the world of the independent monster trucks. You're putting it on blast, man. You're improving it. If I had one, hats off.
Yeah, same here. I usually wear a hat, and I would tip it to you, but unfortunately, I look
here we
like
go.
this.
Oh,
Yep, Cooper's got it. There you go. Hey. But so I got the letter right here from it looks like Mike and Joyce Hoff from the actual Buck Motorsports Park, and they wrote this in here. It says, Zane is truly an American success story. He began coming to the Buck at 4 years old, sold program books here at 14, and entertained our fans with monster trucks in recent years. His interest and passion for the Buck's past and his dreams for the future, along with the support of his family, make him an obvious choice and the best choice to take over. So honestly, we wish nothing but the absolute best for the Ratu camp. Let's kind of just talk about this for a second. Zane is not afraid to just go heads first into taking on any kind of challenge. The guy put on a hell of an independent series, Renegade Tour. Not only that, he was driving in that tour, plus manning a 4-truck race team in the process. Obviously, we know he got rid of a couple of his trucks, and I believe one of his haulers and a couple of his ride trucks as well to James Trantina. But seeing that he's not only trying to put on a tour, he now owns a motorsports park, plus keeping up to date on his trucks and probably other side business as well. Dude, nothing but the absolute respect from all of us to what you are doing and what you're capable of in this industry.
No doubt. We want to talk about pumping up some independents real quick. Let's think about Team 2 Extreme and the Monster Chaos Tour. Everything that they're doing, going all over the country, literally putting on great shows for fans, the way shows should be done. You know, all these independents, they're taking notice of what, you know, the fans actually want. Harley, what is one of your favorite independent shows from this past year? We were talking about this earlier.
Oh, when I think of a huge independent event, I think of the Dennis Anderson event that he put on at Mid-America Outdoor Park. Yeah.
Up there in Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma, yep. Yeah, that was definitely one I can never forget.
You got to see drivers this year. Not that they haven't been put on blast, you know, in years, you know, past. But, you know, somebody I'm thinking of off the top of my head right now would be Tim Jones and Twisted Addiction.
Yes.
What a year that guy had. And at the Mid-America Outdoor Show, I mean, he was basically the center of attention as far as freestyle went. The guy was out there backflipping the truck, huge air. I mean, that was an awesome show. Tim Jones, crazy year. I think another crazy moment for a lot of monster truck fans on the toughest tour would be Mark McDonald driving the dump truck and doing basically what is a backflip. You know, they roll him back over. He keeps running. I mean, talking about wild moments of the year in Independence. Talk about that. Talk about Joe Sylvester putting on his own race series and what a success that's been. Hopefully that continues next year. Spence, I know you're a big fan of Joe Sylvester as well as we are, you know, everybody else here at the Throtle Out Show. But what a year for Independence, man. It's been awesome, and it's only going to get better.
I cannot wait for next year, man. It's only going to get better and better and better. But, hey, Joe, you got my number. So if you need me to drive Mayhem again, you know, just shoot me a text or a call. You know, I'm available.
And the year of monster trucks, it's not over. It's just starting to slow down. You know, that we can see the end is near for 2021. It's been rough, okay? We got started this year with, you know, some really dumb COVID protocols, but we're moving away from that. We are graduating into getting back to normal, okay? Some more fans are starting to fill the seats at these Monster Jam events, and definitely Independents got to figure it out as far as promoting their own shows. You are seeing asses in the seats, independent teams making money. The world of monster trucks is getting better. Y'all, that's basically all I got. Spence, Coop, you've been really quiet tonight. What's up with you, man?
No, I mean, honestly, y'all have been talking about the important stuff, and you know more about it than I do. I'll throw in my 2 cents like usual. That's really the only reason. Because y'all had the better idea of what to really say, and you already know more than what I know on the independent side. So if you need me to answer anything, let me know, I guess.
No, you're good. And you look fantastic, man. I wish you were wearing the damn hat right now, but I mean, you look great.
You know, it was getting annoying to just balance it on my head. And I had to sit perfectly still. And at that point, you strain your neck. And
That ain't
I don't
no
need
good.
that right now.
That ain't no good. Hey, I do want to give a huge shout out to Ron Bay Jr. and the Bay family for going in and supporting us at the Throtle Out Show with a nice little order. Y'all to get your merch here before too much longer. Don't forget, we got hoodies out. We got brand new red and white hoodies out there on the throttleoutshow.com. Y'all, thank you for tuning in to the very first ever Throttle Audi Awards.
Throttle Audi.
Spence, do you have anything to say before we close, sir?
I feel like that name is not 100% yet. We'll work on that. We'll talk
work
to our
on it.
marketing
No, it's
team.
there. That's the one. I'm feeling it. Think about it.
We'll
Spence.
definitely-
Think about it. Monster truck tire. This is the image for the Throttle Audis. It's a monster truck tire with an Audi belly button in the
Oh
middle
my
of the tire. I
gosh.
see it now. Taylor Andes,
You're
can you work on
literally
that for us?
describing a boob.
Yo, next
Sounds
year,
like a-
when we do this again, we're making that trophy. And it'll just be amazing. We'll actually hand them out. We got to go drive to the people's houses. Like, you know what, like a Mayday is?
Unannounced,
You just
too.
knock on their door, but then you throw it through the window, and then you get back in the car and you run.
Or what we
We're
could
gonna
do,
make. Go
No,
ahead.
listen. What we could do, Spence, is and Coop, we could do it like an office setup where they do the Dundies Awards at like
He goes
Chili's.
up to their door. No, he went up to their door and gave them the
Well, I mean,
their nomination, and then they had their
Yes.
award at Chili's.
Yeah, they'll have the awards at like a Chili's, you know, like somewhere like where we can all meet up. You know, like
Let's
we
do
all have
it.
to drive a little bit to get there. Like it'll be somewhere in like Missouri or something, right? We all have to get there, and whoever wants to join us can join us. It'll be a big deal next year. Be a very big deal. Throttle Audi's awards coming at you next year, November
Hey.
2022.
Y'all did hit 500 subs.
We did.
So
Yeah,
we're only 500
Finally.
away.
we got there.
If you get 500 more by the end of the year, I'm getting that tattoo. So
That's right. And Spence is getting a tattoo.
is he?
Whoa!
Did he
whoa,
already make
what?
this thing?
Huh?
Yeah, if we
I
hit
did not
1,000
make-
Did he
at
already-
the end of the year, Spence
Whoa!
is getting,
Time out. When did I say this?
Yeah, Spence is getting a Throttle Audi neck tattoo at the end of the year if we hit
Yo!
500 subs more.
That is not
If we
happening.
hit 1,000 subscribers
Yes.
by December 31st.
Throttle Audis.
Yeah.
I can
I
already
give you the
imagine what
tattoo?
BJ's gonna design. No, if it'd be anybody, it'd be BJ. But that alone still terrifies me of what he might design.
Let me do it.
What,
I'm
dude?
a good artist, bro. I drew that flag right there.
What?
With the T flag? I drew that.
Okay. Anyway, I think
Now-
next year we're gonna try and be a little bit more involved in doing stuff outside of just talking here on the show with our live streams. I've talked to Tweety numerous times. I really want to do some of these EVA destructions that we went to, so maybe we'll have a Throttle Out Derby car or something next year. We'll see.
Yo,
We'll
maybe
see.
a top 10 or a top not 10.
That's right.
Top
That's
10
going to be
or top
happening
not
next
10?
year. Yeah, like I
There we
said,
go.
the year's just, it's starting to slow down monster truck wise, but we're not done yet, and we're just pumping y'all for next year. Thank you for tuning into the first ever Throttle Audi Awards, brought to you by the throttleoutshow.com. Remember, when in doubt, throttle out. Peace out, y'all. Good night.